ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Game of the Year 2022 list. Woo! All right, it is December 22nd. I played everything I wanted to play. I've researched everything I wanted to research. But now it's time to make the list. So, need my notepad. Boom. Notepad. Open. What we gotta do now, we gotta create the list. We gotta create the list of the games I played this year. And see what is going to be Descent Top 10 Games of the Year. Ooh, let me post that live. I should probably do that, huh? Okay. Top 10. There we go. Edit the title a little bit. Boom. Boom. Great post. We are live. Okay. Boom. All right. Now we need a new tab. Boom. My channel. My playlist. Created playlist. Okay, hold on. Wait. Like this. Boom. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Now we need to minimize this. Bring this right up here. Boom, like that. Boom. Bring this over. And boom. There we go. All right. Now, can we sort by? Okay, no, we can't sort by year. No, we can't. All right, so we have to scroll down to the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year. Where'd we start this year? God, was Pokemon Legends Arceus the first game? Was that the first game? When did KOF come out? No, that's the open beta. Okay. All right, so this is okay. That's last year. That's last year. Okay, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It's time. First things first. What we're gonna do? Hold on, let me see if I remember how to do this. Font, size, 72. Boom. Oh, no, that's too big. Font, 28. Boom. Is that good enough? Okay, that's good. Okay. This is the list of Jericho. No, of Descent. Oh man. Oops. The list of Descent Game of the Year. No, maybe we'll bring this over a little bit. Boom. Boom. There you go. All right. Bring that over. There we go. Boom. All right. So, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and put Elden Ring. Right here. No, this is not the spot. This is not this is not. I'm not saying. I'm not saying this is this is set in stone. We're just gonna put this here. Okay, we're just gonna put those two there, and now we're gonna form the list. Those two are up there by themselves. Okay, all right. We're just gonna do that. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Just gonna leave those two. They're gonna float up there. They're gonna float up there. Now we need to build the list. What came out this year? Pokemon Legends Arceus. All right. So Pokemon. God, my typing. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Well, I'll just abbreviate it. Pokemon Legends. Boom. What else? What else came out this year that I played? Let's see. Boom, boom. Lost Ark. I don't think that's going to make the list. That doesn't hang. Tony Hawk. That came out. Oh, Horizon. All right. Horizon. FW. All right. Elden Ring, obviously it's up there. Shredders, hell no. Ghostwire, okay, yeah, go. I can do Ghostwire. I can do Ghostwire. I can do Ghostwire. Boom. Ghostwire, okay. All right. Ghostwire makes it. Jitsu Squad. Ooh. You know what? Jitsu Squad. All right. Kirby. Ooh. Kirby. Got it. King. We'll just say forgot King. Oh, damn it. It went off. Damn it. Why'd it go off? Ah, screw it. Whatever. All right. I was trying to avoid that. Boom. Yeah, formatted a little bit. Format. Oh, do I have the bold? No, there we go. There we go. A little bit better. All right, Kirby came out this year. Boom. Jitsu Squad. WWE 2K. Came out last year, right? Came out last year, right? Oh boy, when we got now I got off to the window to the side. WWE 2K 22 release date. Wow, it came out March. I have mixed feelings about this game. I have mixed feelings. KOF 15. KOF 15. Ooh. Ooh. Sniper came out this year. Nah, that's not gonna hang. Sniper was good, but it's not gonna hang. I enjoyed playing with Tommy, but that game just annoyed me in some aspects where you couldn't get the. Maybe we should talk about it at least. Yeah. Well, let's just talk about it. It's not really 5. Just add it to the list. Just go. Oh, the Quarry, definitely. Oh, I beat that game multiple times, dude. Yeah, the Quarry is on the list. Shredder's Revenge. Ooh, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. TMNT Shredder's Revenge. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it. I don't think it's gonna hang. Mirrorverse, no. Naraka. Ooh, I need to go back to Naraka. Oh yes, baby. Oh. Capcom Fighting Collection. Okay. Is it game collection or fighting collection? Yes, fighting collection. Boom. That definitely. Stranger's Paradise. Hell no. Should we talk? I've talked enough about FF Origins, right? I've literally put in the community feed why, but we'll talk about it real quick. Why it's not going to be on the list. As Dusk Falls. I mean, you're competing against Quarry. Story-driven game. Not too much control. We'll talk about it. That's Dustfall. Some games I feel we need it at least. That's Dustfall. Let's see. Saints Row. Ugh. Ha. 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 Oh. We'll talk about it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gal. I was thinking about Cowabunga. TMNT. Cowabunga. How you spell bunga? I think that's how you spell it. Even though it's right for me. Cowabunga. Might as well put collection. All right. Destroy all humans. No, it doesn't hang. I mean, I didn't finish it with Tommy. I'm gonna finish it by myself. I'll pick it up, finish that game by myself. I think it's like 15 bucks on GameFly, so I'll just replay it. Splatoon, we gotta put that. But yeah, unfortunately, Destroy All Humans, like, nah. I enjoyed the game, but actually a buddy of mine was playing it too. Like, went to go see him, and he was just now finishing the game. It's solid, but nah. Oh, Plague Tale Innocence, Requiem, and Plague Tale Requiem. I always forget how to spell this. Did I spell it right? Ah, yes, I did. Ragnarok. I feel like with Ragnarok, I gotta actually get the way it's spelled here. Let me do that. God of War Ragnarok. Oh no. Boom. Yeah, it's perfect. All right. Need for Speed Unbound. Now, we could talk about it. We could talk about and Pokemon. Well, we could talk about both of those. Those aren't. They're not made. That no. Pokemon S. SN. I get. How should I do this? SNV. We'll just do that, and then NFS Unbound. Like, I've had more fun going back to the GameCube Need for Speed Underground 2 than I had playing Need for Speed Unbound, which you can see right there. Bayonetta 3. Definitely after we finish that game, and I'm gonna put How High on there because I'm really enjoying How High. I did it again. High on life. Different type of entertainment. And now games that I played off stream that you guys didn't see, do like Chronicles. Like C3. We'll just do that. I think that's it, right? There's a lot of older games that I went to. I didn't get to play Live Alive, unfortunately. I did play the free chapters, but I didn't actually get to play the full game in its entirety myself. Super Mario Strikers definitely not making a list. You know, I'll put it up there just SM Strikers. I'll just put it there just cause, like, that game was a huge disappointment. So we could talk about that. And let's see. Young Souls, I think, came out last year. I really enjoyed Young Souls. That game was fun. I wanted to play that with Tommy, but he wasn't interested in play. Young Souls game release date. Oh, Young Souls co-op RPG, beat 'em up, PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 on March 22nd. Really? Okay, yeah, let's put Young Souls up there. Might make my list because I enjoyed the hell out of that game. Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. All right. Let's go through these in no specific order. We're going to start bringing some of these up. Let's see. Let's start from the bottom because I feel like there's some games that I'm gonna want to cut off immediately, right away, like as quick as possible. Might look at some gameplay here and there of some of these games. Well, we might have them actually play in the background. All right, so yeah, we'll do that. All right, so let's trim the fat. Let's trim the fat. The games that I know aren't going to stay on the list. Super Mario Strikers. I know I posted, in the community feed my thoughts. I've also, at the end of the videos, usually at the end of my streams, at the end of my recordings, I usually drop my review, and I've been very consistent about doing that. Oops. And we're just gonna go ahead, bring this up here. There we go. We're gonna go to this one. We're gonna go to this one right here. When it comes to Mario Strikers, man, in comparison to there's Unit, he was in my chat. With Mario Strikers, man, I was very excited. I was anticipating this game because I haven't played a Mario soccer game or football since the GameCube. I know they came out with another version. They came out with a I think a Wii version. Never played it. Thing about Mario Strikers is the lack of content. There's a lack of content, plus the multiplayer is bare bones. Meaning, when I talk about bare bones, I mean like there's not enough content in the multiplayer. There's not enough content in the actual single player content. There's just not enough content there. There's not enough characters out the back. When they originally launched, I think they added like 1 or 2 or 3 characters later down the road. But as somebody who likes to buy physical Switch games, who likes to preserve these games, like I can see later down the road when they do the whole DS and Wii shutting down like the Switch eShop like years from now. Like, how are we going to be able to access this DLC content? We won't be able to upgrade these physical media unless we have like some type of hacking solution to hack the Switch and put the content in the game or something like that. And unfortunately, when it comes to Nintendo's games, especially first party, I like to buy physical because it's preserving of the content. I know it's going to be the full breadth of the content for years to come. But then you got like DLC for like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. Then you look at Pokemon, what was it? Pokemon Sword and Shield, where they actually came out with the cartridge that comes with the DLC on there. So there are other solutions that they could have done to make the Breath of the Wild complete and stuff like that, have the DLC in. I don't know if they have a cartridge like that that has Breath of the Wild with the DLC, but it is what it is. I digress. Game's lacking in content. The multiplayer is 2 humans versus 2 humans with 2 AI teammates on each side. It's not like Splatoon where it's a full party of 4 players versus another party of 4 players. That was very unfortunate. And there's just like no real story or anything going on here in comparison to like Mario Tennis Aces, which I thought was an awesome game for the Nintendo Switch, which had a really good, solid story. And unfortunately, this game did not live up to my expectations. It just didn't. So we have to go ahead and just cut you off the list, man. We're taking you off the list. You were a huge disappointment. Need for Speed Unbound. Let's get to Need for Speed Unbound. All right, so Need for Speed Unbound. Need for Speed Unbound. Here we go. Oh boy, this game. This game right here. I fell asleep on stream. Perfect. That's where I fell asleep on the stream. Okay. Does anything else need to be said? I mean, the game, it does the, and I hate to make the comparison, it does the Godfall thing. I mean, it's a beautiful game. Beautiful. One of the best Need for Speed games as far as presentation, gameplay, it's great. Whereas Godfall, just gameplay was ass. It's kind of bare bones. It looked very beautiful. Thing about Need for Speed Unbound is I'm here for the single player content. Like every now and then, like I'll go back and play the multiplayer of the 2015 or 2016 Need for Speed, because I enjoyed that, right? But with this one, like I like to go through the campaign first before I jump into the multiplayer. And as far as the campaign goes, it got it got kind of wash, rinse, repeat, and it was kind of boring. And I fell asleep. It shows because I fell asleep. I just wish more racing games would do the blur or the split second type thing. You know, I miss that. I miss Blur. Blur was like a realistic car simulator, but Mario Kart style. I miss that. You know, split second had environmental effects and stuff that you could trigger in the world. With this, you know, it's all about the drifting and building that meter and drafting and stuff like that. And the AI is definitely way too aggressive. Even when I turn the difficulty down, the AI is like you'll hit them, they'll crash into the wall, and immediately they'll be right on the side of you. You know, it's just like the cops pop up way too much after the races. It just gets very annoying. I'm like, okay, I did my races for today. I want to get back to the shop so we can start the next time of day. And it's like every race, the cops are just after you. It just gets annoying. Another thing, since we did go back to playing Need for Speed Underground 2, we could look at it. So you see these little barriers that we're going through, the little checkpoints. They're trying to do like the Midnight Club thing, which I love Midnight Club, but I don't like checkpoints. I just want to be able to drive the course, and if I go off-road, I go off-road. If I take a shortcut, I take a shortcut. You know, I make my own shortcut or something like that. That's what I love about Need for Speed Underground 2, which is what we're playing right now, is that you get the freedom to go off course, jump back on course, stuff like that. Really, you know, try to find a strategy to make your own, you know, path and stuff like that. And that's what I liked about like Carbon. Carbon was just straightforward too. There was no like checkpoint system as far as I remember. There was just a lot of not checkpoints, but a lot of shortcuts and stuff like that you could utilize to your advantage and take over the opposition. Need for Speed Unbound, I don't like the limitations when it comes to driving sometimes, man. I like to go off-road. I want more shortcuts. The chatter is way too much. Your opponents talk way too much. I liked in the Carbon where it was just like a picture-in-picture of the character, and they're just like, what? You passed me. I like that. Just silent anger. I love that. In this game, it's just too much talking. At one point, I was like, literally, shut up. You know, people talk about how High on Life the characters talk way too much. No, I think in Need for Speed Unbound the opponents talk way too much. It's just constantly, I can't believe you think you gotta pass me. Oh, you passed me. I can't believe you passed me. I'm gonna catch you. Oh, you think this race is over? I'm just like, shut the hell up. And you could turn that off. But we're talking about the game in its entirety as a function, as something that they implemented in the game, the way it's supposed to be. I don't care if you can turn it off. This is the way the game is supposed to be. And unfortunately, all that chit chatter was annoying as hell. I don't care about turning it off. I want to play the game the way it was meant to be played, with the chatter on, and it's just way too excessive. High on Life doesn't talk. The characters don't talk that much, except for the one alien in the second zone that I went to, where you had to fight Corbus. But this game it's just too much chatter. I didn't care for the checkpoint system. I need more free reign to go off course and do shortcuts and stuff like that. And the day and night cycle just felt like a wash, rinse, repeat, repetitive MOBA game. I didn't care. There was no depth to the story whatsoever. Like, you finish entire day cycle, day and night, and then the game next day is like you get some dialogue and that's it. You know, maybe a cutscene if you're lucky. But it just felt so bare bones in compared to like top tier games like Forza 5 Horizon. Like, I couldn't recommend this game because I paid $70 for it. Keep in mind, you could go get Forza 5 Horizon for like 40 to 50 bucks on like on a Steam sale or physically or something like that. And that game has a breadth of content, and it has so much personality, different characters that you meet in the world. There's so many different stuff as far as like you're a stunt double at one time. and it literally reminded me of Stuntman, the video game with Vin Diesel. But yeah, man, it's just it was so, the world was so cool to explore, man. The driving was so great, but I just could not get through that story mode. It just bored the hell out of me, and the repetition of driving day and night, and doing the same stuff over and over again. It's just got kind of boring. I did like that, you know, the AI was tough. You know, you had to work your way up, your car up, and pretty much the way you make your money is by challenging someone in your tier and your criteria that you feel you could challenge and beat in a race. So you don't have to come in first place every single time. But, you know, it just didn't really interest. The story didn't grasp me like previous installments of Need for Speed. It just wasn't that great, in my opinion. But the drive, if you're just looking for a pure driving experience with racing and play with the homies or whatnot, I highly recommend Need for Speed Unbound. It's one of the best Need for Speeds as far as the driving. But for someone like me that comes for the campaign, the story and stuff like that, and then also loves the driving, it didn't hit both criteria for me, unfortunately. So it's not gonna make my game of the year list. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, this game. I didn't even do a raw gameplay list. This really, oh wow. What can I say about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Oh man, it has so much potential. In my opinion, it has so much potential. It just kind of fell flat in the performance. The performance it just was not great. When coming from Pokemon Legends Arceus, where the only problem I had with that game is like in the distance you can see the Pokemon moving at like 2-3 frames per second. In this game, it's literally like the Sonic Frontier situation where the grass and the terrain and everything is literally popping up in front of your face as you're moving throughout the world. Like textures and stuff is just loading. And I'm like, how is this a thing? And it's because the excuse is people say that Game Freak, came from the mobile era, which is true. They came from the mobile era, and now they have to adapt to, like the 3D era, and they really need some help. They need like the Xenoblade team or somebody to help them, man. They need another studio to help them on how to create a 3D world, a 3D open world. Because if this is the aspect that they want to take instead of like a top-down or isometric aspect, if they want to go the 3D route like Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring or something like that, open world, I think it will work, but they need help. They need help on building the system for this game, like building the stability for this type of open world type game. And unfortunately, they're just stuck in old coding or something, and it's not working. It's not really not working for them right now. The story was pretty good. I enjoyed that as 3 different stories happening at one time. You could choose to either do the Elite Four path, you could do the Titans path, you could do the Starfall path, and when you complete all 3, a new game plus pretty much opens up after you beat the game. So like all the gyms get harder, one of the things I didn't like is that the true ending, like the ending before the credits, like after you complete all 3 stories, the area that you explore, and I'm gonna get into spoilers. There's the zero land, whatever it's called. Hold on, let's bring it up here. It's I forgot, Zero Zone or something like that, and it just gets, you're like, oh man, this is gonna be dope. There's gonna be some cool Pokemon here. There's gonna be some like top tier amazing Pokemon here, and you see a Venomoth and you're like, what? You see a Raichu. I'm like, oh, okay, Raichu, okay. It's not until you get down here into the cavern area where you start seeing some really cool Pokemon. But I was like, man, we're gonna see like some crazy high level Rapidash or something, some shinies maybe. But no, you don't get the amazing Pokemon, like, so I thought it was gonna be like Savari Zone, like old school Savari Zone. It's gonna be like amazing slew of Pokemon here, but no, it's just kind of meh. It's not it's not until you get to the final boss battle, the true boss here, where you fight Sada, the AI Sada, in a freaking top tier amazing battle here. This was hella cool right here, and I enjoyed the hell out of this battle. This was dope, man. This was really dope. But man, yeah, it just kind of fell flat in that zone. I think if the game came out, it worked great. You know, there wasn't the performance problems, this would be like on my game of the year list. Unfortunately, with the consistent problems that I've seen people have, with the performance hiccups that I've had just playing the game, unfortunately it's not going to make my top 10 game of the year list, because there's an even better Pokemon game on this list, and that's Pokemon Legends Arceus. All right, Cowabunga Collection. Ooh, I don't know. Nah, that one is probably going to stay on the list. We're gonna chop the fat off the list. Another huge disappointment for me this year has to have been Saints Row, man. I had high expectations for this game. I'm like, they're rebooting it, baby. They're back. They're back. The Saints are back. They're rebooting it. It's going to be amazing. They had time for it to cook in the kitchen. And unfortunately, no, it just fell flat, man. Lots of performance problems. Literally points in the game where I could not even move or shoot and stuff. Like Tommy had to, like, we played this co-op. Tommy had to complete the missions for us. It was just, we had to reset the game a couple of times. It's just underperformed, man. I didn't mind the cheesy characters, the cheesy gang, like the young lads and young girls. I didn't mind our crew, how cheesy they were. It's just like the gameplay was kind of hit or miss, and then with the constant performance problems and bugs and errors, it just was not a great experience. It's very disappointing. There's a lot of stuff to do in the world. You got your insurance fraud missions. You have the wingsuit. All that stuff was cool. Oh, this is actually the mission where our game locked up, like corporate retreat, where I could not even progress. I couldn't help Tommy in the final fights of the mission. So yeah, here it is right here. I couldn't do anything. Tommy had to do all the work. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't punch. I couldn't do anything. So Tommy had to clean up the entire mission. Like, I'm running around like, hey, there's enemies over here, get this guy. Oh, there's a police marshal right here, get this guy. I'm getting shot in the back, and Tommy blew up the vehicle while I was there. Still, so it's just like and I've heard from people, like, they literally had to reload like hours back from checkpoints and stuff, or missions that they've done previously, because the game was just so broken. And that's unfortunate, man. Another game, this was at this point, this was the game that gave me this mindset of wait for review, then pick up. But Pokemon unfortunately slipped through that crack with Scarlet and Violet. So yeah, unfortunately I cannot have Saints Row on the list. All right. As Dusk Falls, that game was not bad. But I'm looking at the list here, and I'm looking at a game that's somewhat similar to that, and I'm like, the Quarry was on here, and Quarry gives you more free reign to build the stories and create a web of stories here for your characters. As you can tell, this is a game that I played multiple times. We played the co-op. I did the 80s horror, and then there's some other DLC that I got. I definitely want to run through this game at least 3 more times, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a phenomenal game, in my opinion, as opposed to the other games we play. It's still not on the level of Until Dawn, but I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I would probably put this then I haven't played Devil in Me, because that was a game that I heard had horrible performance problems, bugs and stuff. I was just like, I'm not picking this up day one. So that game I will play possibly next year. But with this one, oh, this is when I went to go get my Walmart groceries, and Tommy was doing the events and stuff like that. He was playing, so we could see his choices, because I missed all of this. And then when I ended up playing the game by myself, I had to do all this stuff. I didn't know what options he chose, so it was nice that I was able to replay a lot of these events and be surprised by the options and stuff like that. But what was I say? Yeah, like as far as like the games, like the Dark Pictures games that they create, I think this one is like one of my favorites. House of Ashes was really good. I probably put that number 2. Number 3, the Man of Medan, and then number 4 would be Lost Hope, because they pretty much screwed you over at the end. They took something away from you that shouldn't have happened. Is bull, is complete another BS, because we was doing so damn good and they just screwed us over at the end. But anyways, like this game, I love the cast of characters, the actual actors and actresses. I've seen them act and actress. I've seen them act in different types of TV shows, movies, and whatnot. So great cast of characters here, man. I enjoyed it. Good dialogue, good paths to choose. Gameplay was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Good chase scenes here and there. Nice visuals. I enjoyed it, man. It was a good game. The Quarry stays up there. But like As Dusk Falls, man. Man, yeah, with so many options and stuff, like As Dusk Falls does give you a plethora of paths to go, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's just I like being able to physically control my character and stuff nowadays. It's that point and click adventures. This is a good story though. I like that it's 3 different stories. 2 of them are longer than the third. The third one was kind of super short. I forget. I think it's the daughter you get to play as, and it's like towards the end you get to choose her dialogue options. But it's mostly you playing as the 2 families, this man and his family, and then the brothers. And definitely has some butt clenching moments where we're like, oh god, this guy is a crooked sheriff. He's gonna kill us for this damn book. I thought it was intriguing. It was one of those games that we saw at the Game Awards, and was it the Game Awards or was it the Jeff Keighley Summer Games Fest? And it was one of those games that people were like, I don't know about it. And I was like, dude, like it turned out to be good, and people eventually did start picking it up, playing it through Game Pass and stuff after our playthrough. As you can tell, it got a decent amount of views. This is probably one of the few games that I played this year that got so much positivity when we played it, man. Like, people really was surprised and enjoyed the paths and decisions we made. I did like that you can actually go back to a previous checkpoint and replay it and try to get a better outcome, which was cool. But I don't know. I'm looking at the list here. I don't think it hangs, man. It's a good game. It's a solid game. I enjoyed it. But there's just some. I'm looking at, if I was to build a top 10 list, this doesn't hang. So unfortunately, As Dusk Falls is gonna be removed. Final Fantasy Origins. We could already talk about that. I don't know. Did this even come out this year? Let me look up. Final Fantasy, what is it? Origins or Stranger of Paradise? Okay, Strangers. Oh, it's not even called Final Fantasy. It's called Strangers of Paradise. Release date came out March 18th, so yeah, it does qualify. Think about Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise or Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy. The problem I had with this game was it kind of felt a little too linear compared to previous Final Fantasy games we played. And then a lot of the worlds that we explored, and besides the castle, didn't really seem interesting to explore. You know, you had like the green terrain area, the foresty areas and stuff like that. When I think of Final Fantasy, I think of amazing structures, godly looking structures, highly detailed environments and stuff like that. And the game, it was like hit or miss with some of the environments. And then like the combat with some bosses kind of felt annoying, because you know we fought this one boss who was just like a total dick. He was super aggressive. I guess he was like replenishing health at one point. I don't really remember, but what it came down to is I think I paid like $60 for this game, or $70 or whatever. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like $60. No, I paid like $30 for it. But then I was like looking at like full retail value. I was like, dude, if I had to choose between replaying this or going back and replaying Final Fantasy 15 or remake, I would definitely choose those ones, because they're cheaper at the time of this recording and at the time of this stream when I played these games. This game, like I found it on GameFly for like $30, but like base price at the time was like $40-50, and you could get Final Fantasy 15. I think you could get like the complete edition for like $20, and then remake was like $20 to $30, and I think it's still really cheap. I'm like, if I had to choose between this versus them, I would go Final Fantasy Remake, then Final Fantasy 15, then Strangers of Paradise. Because Strangers of Paradise, like the cast of characters, I wasn't really gelling with any of them, man. There wasn't any there was no Iggy, like I've developed a new recipe. There was no Aerith. There's no Tifa. There's just no I didn't really. The characters didn't interest me. The only character I thought was kind of funny or / interesting is the main character, because he's so stoic and he just wants to kill chaos. The dialogue is just horrible, man. It's just cheesy, horrible, man. It was like the villain was the villain doesn't make an appearance until the end, and the villain ends up being you. Like, you are the chaos or something like that. It's I think how the game ended, because that the character walking out with the princess was you. You're spoiler alert. Like, I'm talking spoilers this entire stream. It was just it just I didn't like switching between the different weapons. I like some of the combo strings and like building the classes and stuff like that. I like that you could customize your character too, depending on what type of gear you have on. But it's just the story and just the world exploration was just it's just so boring and linear, and I just didn't care for it. I'm just like, there are so many better Final Fantasy games that you could pick up, like Final Fantasy 15 with a great cast of characters. Like, Iggy is not even my favorite character. My favorite character in there is Prompto, and he just loves taking pictures and stuff. Well, yeah, man, when you have games like that, it's just like, why play this game? You know? Like, playing as Noctis, fast-paced combat. The DLC for the game is really good for Final Fantasy 15. Exploring the different stories. Like, what were these characters doing while Noctis was doing this? You know, like even taking the DLC out of the factor, like you had what's his name, Arwen, who's like the antagonist in that game. It's just so many different interesting characters in world exploration and stuff like that. That Strangers of Paradise kind of falls flat on its face. It's just uninteresting. So I could not recommend Origins, and it doesn't make my top 10 game of the year. All right. Oh god, I hate to do this. But Shredder's Revenge, TMNT. The game is great. Loved it. We played it with 4 people, right? Or yeah, it was me, Tommy, we had Andrew, and we had Brick, and we did a 4-player playthrough. It was a fun experience, don't get me wrong, but in comparison, TMNT Cowabunga Collection is just a breath of content. So I can only have one TMNT game on this list. I'm choosing Cowabunga Collection if I had to choose one, because this was fun. This was a nice one-time playthrough. I mean, there's replayability, there's collectibles and stuff, but the animation is freaking phenomenal. It looks amazing. But when it comes to like which TMNT game I'm gonna choose this year to be on my top 10 list, most likely it's gonna be Cowabunga Collection, because just going back and playing the original Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games, I enjoyed the hell out of that, listening to the soundtrack, just reminiscing about the fighting games that I forgot were super horrible. It was so nice playing those classic TMNT games. Now this game, this is definitely an honorable mention. It's not disappointing. Just like As Dusk Falls, I don't really have anything negative to say about it. I think both games were freaking great time that we had. Just a little manic with 4 players, as you can see, and still more slots for 2 other people, and plus the multiplayer worked. The multiplayer worked. We didn't really have any problems. I think a couple of people dropped every now and then, but you know, as far as 4 people playing at one time, the game held up. There was no frame rate problems. It was super fun. The animation is cool. But like I said, if I had to choose a TMNT game, it's gonna be Cowabunga Collection. I'd like to put them both on the list, but I have to choose one, and it's gonna be Cowabunga Collection. But shouts to TMNT Shredder's Revenge. That was freaking awesome. We already talked about Quarry. Sniper Elite. Sniper Elite was a surprise. It was a game that Tommy has brought to my attention. He was like, I haven't played a Sniper Elite game since Sniper Elite 3. So it was nice to play this game. Him and I played it with live stream. The game was solid, man. We even bought the DLC. We played the DLC content for the game. We got really into it before me and him disconnected. It was a really funny experience playing that with the homie, but you know, unfortunately I'm not going to continue playing the sniper games. The one problem that I did have with the game, it wasn't the graphics. I did mention like during the stream that, you know, it kind of looked a little dated, but the one problem I had with the game, there's a lot of things you can't, like a lot of bushes and walls that you can't scale or go through, and it annoyed the hell out of me. It did feel like a old video game in that aspect, with like moving through the environment, but it was fun, man. I liked it. It was a good, solid game. Another great game, just like As Dusk Falls and TMNT Shredder's Revenge. But I'm looking at the list here, and I don't think it hangs, but I think it was a great co-op tactical based game to play if you got somebody to play that with. I wish I played DNF Duel this year. Unfortunately, I did it. KOF 15. The thing about KOF 15, like, I loved it. I did a couple of streams of it. But I did have a problem with it. And the problem was that King of Fighters 15, because it kind of, like, if you played previous King of Fighter games, you could just go online and you could just dominate, man. It got and it definitely shows, because the matchmaking was not great when I played it. I was like rank 2, and I was facing like a rank 9 or something player, and I just got my butt handed to me, and that was not a fun experience. It's not great when you get your butt handed to you in a fighting game. It wasn't like Street Fighter, where I've been playing Street Fighter for years, and I know I can hold my own. But me coming back to King of Fighters, I think the last one I played was like man, it might have been Maximum Impact. It might have been Maximum Impact or 13 maybe. Man, I wanted. Oh man, I love it. I love the game. It's just like the learning curve facing people that have been playing this for years. There's definitely a steep learning curve with this, as far as like the types of matchups, the types of strings, types of combos. When the dude said, what is it, maximum meter, like there's many different ways to utilize your meter in this game, and it's just like how you gonna build your character. You can play a team of 3 characters, or you could do like 1. But man, I don't know, man. There's just certain characters that are just way better than others, man, and like the matchups were tough. But man, I don't know. I wish I would have gave it more time, but unfortunately on my channel I like to play a variety of games, and there is a fighting game here that I think I had more fun playing than KOF, and that I actually put in a lot more time just because it's something I grew up playing from the past. So unfortunately KOF 15 is not gonna hang on the list. WA2K, damn it, man. I don't know. This is now the list is getting tough. Now it's getting tough here because Young Souls. I guess we could cut Young Souls. Young Souls. Damn, I didn't know this was gonna be this hard. Sheesh. Okay. Damn. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, why is God of War Ragnarok down here? I have that at the very top. It's already on the list. We don't. God of War Ragnarok is up here with Elden Ring. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys and put them in the #1 spot because they are definitely in contention for #1 spot right now. So I need 8 different games. Okay, so 8 different games here. I'm looking at the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 15 games, so I got cut 7. Okay, Young Souls, man. How long is this stream? So wow. Okay, we're almost at an hour. I figured it would be like an hour and a half. Young Souls. It was a game that flew under my radar that was on Game Pass. And the best thing about Game Pass, I love Game Pass. I actually just renewed my Game Pass for like 3 months. Game Pass allows you to just, you know, play a plethora of games digitally. Sometimes games that come out launch day that are exclusive on the Microsoft platform, they let you play it day one. But Young Souls is one of those games where it was a game that I was interested in playing, and me and Tommy were just looking at games to play and whatnot, and I was like, man, I like this art style of this game. And I forgot, I think they actually did the art for another game that I played. I seen the artist on Twitter, and dude, like the game, it's like it's a dungeon explorer type game, similar to, oh god, man, like it's kind of like a Metroidvania in a way. You can backtrack and stuff. You can revisit areas that you already explored, because you end up getting certain keys and stuff that'll unlock doors that you didn't have access to in previously, and you could get better loot and stuff like that, like really cool armor and loot and whatnot. Dude, this game was a huge surprise for me. It's like I said, it's one of those Game Pass games that was like, I like this art style, I like the way it looks, I'm gonna download it, and if I have time to play it, I'll play it. And I had time to play it because we have ran through some other co-op game, and I was like, I need something to stream, and this was it, man. This game, I loved the cast of characters. I made different voices for the dialogue for the characters and stuff. I loved everything about it, man. It's just man, I'm looking at my list here, and I'm just like, there are some bangers here, man. There are some real bangers, and I don't know if it's gonna stay on this list, but I really enjoyed it. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna leave Young Souls down here, and we'll come back to that in a second. Xenoblade. Okay, I'm bringing Xenoblade up. I'm gonna start bringing games up now. I'm gonna do Xenoblade. Made so many quality of life improvements. I didn't stream it because it's one of those games, just like Breath of the Wild, where I don't stream the game. I like to play through the game itself. This is not the current spot that I'm keeping Xenoblade.
I'm just dropping it up here just to start building the list. But Xenoblade Chronicles, just like if you played the previous installments of Xenoblade Chronicles, they make so many quality of life improvements. The cast is great, the combat, the UI, it's just, oh my god. I think I put like 8 to 10 hours into the game, or maybe like 12 hours into the game. The game is just all up and down phenomenal, and they just make so many quality of life improvements. The story is like hit or miss with the dialogue and stuff, like again, like cheesy dialogue and stuff, but like that stuff doesn't really bother me, like just like with Saints Row 2022, you know, the cheesy dialogue and stuff doesn't bother me. But dude, the game this is probably the best Xenoblade Chronicles game in years past. Like I highly recommend this game. So High on Life, we're gonna all right. I just started playing that game. It got JB Smooth in there. I love JB Smooth. But I don't know. We're gonna come back to that. Bayonetta, same situation. Just beat the game. Half of that game, I was like, eh. The ending half of the game, I almost busted a nut. That game was a banger at the end. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna skip that for now. We're gonna bring a Playstyle Requiem. That's definitely going on my list. That game got the shaft. We'll talk about these games here in a second. Splatoon, definitely going on the list. Dude, yes, I love Splatoon. Definitely going on the list. TMNT, we're gonna have to come back to that. Unfortunately, I'm not too certain about that. Capcom Fighting Collection, that's making my list. As somebody who's grown up playing fighting games and who fell in love with the Darkstalker / Vampire Savior games growing up, that's definitely making the list, man. It wouldn't be my list without a fighting game. I have to put a fighting game on the list. Quarry is most definitely making the list here. We're gonna go ahead and bring that up. Because I know it's not going to be on live. This is like one of the rare games that's on the top 10 game of the year list, just because I enjoyed the cast character, I enjoyed the experience. I've replayed the game multiple times. I enjoyed the DLC. The only thing I didn't like about the Quarry team, we talked about it a little bit, but the multiplayer wasn't there day one, so me and Tommy had to finagle some stuff. WWE, I know I've done multiple streams of that. I am a wrestling fan. But yeah, that game has some problems. We'll talk about that in a second. Kirby finally got a awesome, badass 3D game, so that's definitely coming up here. We're moving that up. Definitely moving that up. Pokemon Legends Arceus is definitely going up. Notice how I skipped 3 games, because these are games that I know that are definitely staying on my list. Now, here's the thing. Here's what we got left, right? Here's what we got left. Here's the games that are competing with each other right now. Okay, we have Young Souls, High on Life, Bayonetta 3, TMNT Cowabunga Collection, WWE 2K22, Jitsu Squad, Ghostwire, and Horizon Forbidden West. This, I'm going to have some controversial takes on Horizon. And I know that's probably going to be on a lot of people's Game of the Year list. I'm not a Sony pony. I like all things video games. I have every platform except my Xbox Series, but I have PC Game Pass. So that's how I play my Microsoft games. And the Quarry's on the list. Yes, the Quarry's on the list. And Horizon is not. Like, dude. Okay. This is my list. This is my list. Okay, High on Life. I'm enjoying the game. It's definitely bare bones, but I don't mind that. Like I said on my stream, the game is super fun. I don't mind the comedy. I know people are a little like, oh god, it's the Rick and Morty creator comedy. Yeah, blah blah blah. High on Life. Let's bring it up here because I just started playing it. I don't mind that. It had some moments where it made me snort like a little piggy. World Gameplay is still processing. It's going through like the yellow check mark processing on YouTube. I can already see that this game is gonna be a great fun playthrough. I miss when games were just simple and you just explore a world, you just play. It's not too competitive in nature. It's just you just have a good time. You shoot things, you solve puzzles, you explore. It's just very simple, and I miss games that have this type of feel to it when just playing, man. It's just a game to boot up and play and just have a good time. And yeah, I enjoyed it. But I'm looking at the list here, and is it better than right now? I would probably Young Souls. I'm gonna put Young Souls here. I'm just gonna put that there, and we're gonna make the comparison to Young Souls, because Young Souls is the only game amongst these 9 games up here that I'm just like, okay, maybe something down here could be Young Souls. But in comparison to Young Souls, I think the characters in Young Souls were a lot more interesting, and like the villains and stuff like that. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah, I'm maybe does JB Smooth carry the game for me? Unfortunately, no. Damn, you know what? I might have to put this right here. I think it's gonna be this. I think remove, because I think even though I love Quarry, I think the experience I had exploring Young Souls was way better than the Quarry, man. Quarry had interesting characters and stuff. It didn't jump scare me nearly as much as I was hoping. So now here we go. The Quarry versus High on Life. I love the Quarry, man. But after you see the different paths in the Quarry and the deaths and stuff like that, there's really nothing much there. Whereas High on Life, High on Life just has more character, it has a better presentation, in my opinion. Like once you play through the core, you kind of seen all the dialogue. As far as replayability, I'm trying to think, like, would I replay High on Life? Yeah, I'd probably replay High on Life, go after the bounties in different orders and stuff like that. So, but yeah, does the DLC for the core like really add anything else besides like a visual change to it, visual presentation? And I'm not letting High on Life influence my decision because it was a Game Pass game. I literally said on stream that I want to pick up the Switch version when that drops. I might pick it up on PC. So I think we knock, because I'm looking at the Quarry right now. Can it compete with any of the other games on my list? And no. So I'm gonna move, even though I haven't finished High on Life, I love everything that it's doing. I kind of see where it's going. So I'm gonna put that on number 10 spot for now. And now it's the situation where oh my god. Jitsu Squad. Jitsu Squad was great. Jitsu Squad was great. I enjoyed it. It has Maximilian Dude in there. Like it's a great like side scroller beat 'em up game. But, and there is a but, like again, it's like I haven't played the DLC. I think there's like DLC, like the new world to explore. It's just like in comparison to the TMT Cowabunga collection, like man, it's just like a breath of content of beat 'em ups versus this. Like some of the boss battles could get like super annoying when there's multiple things happening on the screen at one time. It's kind of hard to see what's happening. Music was great, a great soundtrack, visual presentation really good. Some enemies are kind of spongy and annoying. Do like the different combos and stuff that you could do in here. Yeah, there's no voiceovers either. It was a nice little indie project that, you know, they got funded for. I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, man. Cowabunga's just better. Cowabunga's just better. I highly recommend this game. It's super fun. Maximilian Dude and Benny's in there. Yeah. I don't know, man. Benny passed away this year. God rest Benny's soul. Dang. It was a fun experience, man. It was a fun experience, man, but nah, it's just looking at the list here, man. Looking at the list. The animation's really good, man. Animation's really good. I literally titled awesome game. Man, it's just some of these games, once you beat them once, it's kind of like, I mean, you could play as a different character. Each of the characters have their own fighting style, and you do unlock, I think you unlock like a swappable thing. You get to swap out your characters and stuff like that. Jitsu Squad, man. Damn, I think we're gonna get rid of High on Life. I hate to say it, I have not finished High on Life. I kinda am enjoying it right now, but man, now I'm thinking about Jitsu Squad was just such a experience. It was just such a great experience, man. I'm just like, whoo. This is the tough part, man. This is the tough part. Damn. All right. Bayonetta 3 is not gonna make the list. I don't think Bayonetta 3 is gonna make the list. I don't think so, man. The raw gameplay, like I can show you guys. I think I can show you guys a snippet of the raw gameplay because it's processing in the background. It's not public. It's private right now, so you're seeing the footage. I'm just waiting for the yellow check mark to go away. And you know what? I'm gonna go to the final chapters, like the final, like 4 or 5 chapters. This game, unfortunately, compared to the previous iterations of Bayonetta, is probably my least favorite Bayonetta game. And that says something, man. Like, dude, Bayonetta 2 was tops, man. I love the gameplay. I love the world exploration. I love the battles. I love the different characters in there. I love the story. I love the story, man. This one, it kind of does the world is being invaded by aliens. It's like the Avengers Endgame. They went the Avengers Endgame route for this, and I was just like, oh, they're being invaded by aliens. Look, they're kidnapping humans and infecting them and hypnotizing them, draining their energy stuff. I don't know, man. It's just it didn't stick with me like the previous installments. You're like with like Bayonetta 1. It's just like what the hell is going on in Bayonetta 1? It's just like, oh, there's angels and you're fighting the angels and demons, and it's just like, whoa, this game's amazing. And 2 is like Cereza. It's like a little Cereza, like a little kid Cereza. You're like, what the hell is this? Who's this masked antagonist that keeps stalking us and stuff like that? In this game, it's just like, oh, we gotta get 5 keys. Then I guess we unlock something with the 5 keys, and that's supposed to send these guys back, I guess. I really didn't care and then you got Jean. She's doing her little side mission thing, her little side chapters, and she's looking for the doctor, the professor that we need to give the keys and stuff to. It's just it kind of felt all over the place, man. But the combat was really good. Like once you find the whipping that you really like I found the fans to be my favorite whipping, and then the spear. And when you upgrade those, you get some amazing combos and stuff. And I literally forgot there was a skill tree at one point. It wasn't until I started chapter 11, I was like, oh yeah, there's a skill tree. So I went through 10 chapters without upgrading the skill tree for like the demons and the abilities and whatnot. And the game doesn't like remind you, hey, before you start this chapter, would you like to upgrade your skills or something like that? Now you go to the shop, you could buy like supplies and passive abilities and whatnot. But like it would have been nice if the game reminded me that, hey, you got a skill tree. I'm glad it didn't, though, because then I maxed out my fans and my demons that I like. Like throughout the game, you get like what 6 demons, I think, to summon, 6 or 8 or so. There's like a train. There's the spider. There's a Big Ben. But it really came down to me using Madam Butterfly. The bird that you get, Malphus or something like Malphus, and I think the spider, and those are the ones I stuck with. I didn't use Gamora or anything like that. And that's another thing too. Like even like there was some epic battles. There's one where like you're like a Madam Butterfly, but water. You have water bubbles or something like that. It's like unique concept, like unique perspective on the game, different perspective to play the game, the fight and stuff. And then you had like the Godzilla, Gamora, Sin Gamora or something like that. And the battles were just so slow paced. It was like a rock paper scissors thing with the bubble thing. She was shooting out the bubbles. It was just like, oh, okay, that's cute, but it didn't feel great. It wasn't until you got like the Ikaruga / Raiden moment, you know, where it's like a side scroller shooter and whatnot. I actually think that's in here. Let me see. It wasn't until that, and then there's the summon that she does where it turns into like a music game, like a rhythm game. And I love my Guitar Hero and a Rock Band and Guitaroo, man. I love my rhythm games. It wasn't until those moments where like the game really started grasping my attention. And unfortunately, the game takes way too long to get to those really cool moments that I enjoy. And yeah, it just took too long to get to those moments. That's the final battle right there. Maybe it wasn't this stream. Maybe it was the stream before. Let me see. Try to find the rhythm game. It was here. Like towards the end of one of the chapters. Yeah, this part right here. This was really cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But unfortunately, Bayonetta 3 just took way too long to get to those cool moments. And yeah. Yeah. All right. Ghostwire. Oh man. Ghostwire. It came out earlier this year. I completely forgot this game came out this year. I enjoyed it, man, because I've been waiting for like a BioShock-ish type world exploration where you got powers and stuff like that. And there was some really cool, man. Why did I go to the live? Oh yeah, this has the oh, okay. So I put the live version of the prelude. So they had like a little game that you could play before the game actually released. It's called the Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude, the Corrupted Case Files. Let's fast forward. Oh, there I am doing my emote. I got the little filter on. Yeah, the thing was, I wanted to do everything in this game, but then it just got way too repetitive with like picking up the ghost for each section. stuff like that. It's just I was like, how many more do I have to get? Oh wow, that's a lot. And I just was like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. I did like the different yokai, different demon spirits and whatnot in the game. I was like, wow, these things exist in Japanese lore. I was like, ain't no way in hell I want to go to Japan now. And like the Kappa and stuff, like the Kappas come and they drag you into the ocean and stuff. I thought the city was nice to explore. Every now and then you walk around and maybe a little ghost or a spirit will pop around the corner. Be like, what the hell? And then they had like the demon parade, which I should have actually, I think at one point I did run at the demon parade just to see what would happen, see how quick I would die. But yeah, man, it just it got at one point. Oh, there's the lady with the big scissor. I didn't mind like the combo, like opening the chest and then like doing the gang signs and ripping their soul out, you know, putting their souls at peace and whatnot. I didn't mind that. That was pretty cool. Visually, it had some cool moments and stuff. The story, like there's this big bad demon that apparently wants your sister. Your sister's like the key to open a gate, like the demon gate or whatever, to unleash all the demons and stuff like that. And you had to go rescue her, and you had to explore the different parts of Japan, taking out these demons and helping souls pass on and stuff like that. I know it's cool. I enjoyed it, but yeah, there's a lot better games that came out. Like here's one of the mini bosses with the demon, the scissors or whatnot, like a big boss. Atlanta Joe says, "What's up?" Not much, man. And I enjoyed, like, as somebody who's never been to Tokyo, I enjoyed exploring the city and stuff like that. And there were some cool moments on here, but yeah, after a while, I just kind of was like, I just want to see the conclusion to the game and see what's what. It was a cool game. Yeah, I love doing that. Those were some cool moments. But man, I'm looking at the list here, and I'm just like, I don't know if it hangs, man. I don't think it hangs. I'm just gonna, yeah, there are some really cool moments in here. Looking at the list here. Oh man. Looking at the list. It's better than Jitsu Squad. Yeah. Black Wolf said, "What's up, bro? Not much." Damn, I don't know, man. I'm torn. Because Jitsu Squad was a really fun playthrough, but you're talking about a like 2.5-hour experience, or maybe you could replay some characters and replay the game and stuff, versus this open world experience. And I have to say, I really enjoyed exploring the world of Ghostwire and doing a lot of the side missions. And I was intrigued with the story, so I think I'm moving Ghostwire up. I think I'm gonna do it. I hate to do it. I want to support the indie game Jitsu Squad, but man, there was just not enough meat on the bone to keep me there, man. So I don't think I could. Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't gel with Ghostwire, but it's just one of those games, just like what was it? The Quarry that I just gelled with so hard, man. Oh yeah, then you had the high school kid demons and stuff. It was cool, man. There were some creepy elements to it. How's Lilo doing? Oh, we could talk about Lilo some other time. Dad, I know that's your account. I know Black Wolf is your account. We could talk about Lilo some other time, but I don't have good news about Lilo. So I'll probably call you later. It's good and positive news about Lilo. But we'll talk about that some other time. I'll give you a call later today. Yeah, man, like the visual presentation for this game was just really cool too. I liked it. I know it didn't gel with everyone, but like as somebody who likes the type of BioShock type stuff, man, the different abilities and stuff, I really liked Ghostwire, so I think that hangs. Oh man, this is tough. Okay. Damn it, this list is really tough. I think what I need to do now, because we got 3 games here. Yeah, I could cut Horizon off. Okay, we can talk about Horizon real quick. I don't think Horizon, I know surprisingly Ghostwire beats out Horizon. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Hold on, let me find Horizon. Okay, Horizon, and I know this is, here's the controversial take I have about Horizon. Dear God Almighty, the story mission is so boring. I gave little to no interest in this story whatsoever. The game side missions were way better than the actual story missions itself, man. Here's the thing, man. This game, we know I spent like 30 minutes looking at the beginning of the game, just looking at the world, I mean, like being mesmerized by how beautiful this world looks. Aloy, the protagonist, I don't know what's going on in this game. She just sounds like she's exhausted. She sounds like she just wants to get it over with. She just wants to be done. She doesn't want to deal with people's crap. She doesn't really care about her teammates, even though they're very supportive of her and helping her in her adventure. She's like, you're not even on my level, son. You're not even here, man. You can't let me do this by myself. It's that type of mentality that just kind of brings down the mood, because if I was her, I would want as much help as possible. And she just seems so distant, like she doesn't want any help or anything. Even towards the end of the game, she's like, I don't know, guys, all right, we'll do this together, I guess. But it's just like the story was just it was lackluster. It was not interesting. It didn't really keep my attention. Side missions were more interesting. Yeah, at one point, just like Ghostwire, I wanted to do everything in the world, but then I was just like, you know what, let's just see credits. Let's just get it over with. I think if I had to choose between which one I wanted to go back and play, and I still had to go through the story mode, it probably would be Ghostwire, because like that story was just like, the freaking alien people, the futuristic people come out of nowhere. This very sterile enemies that you fight. those guys I didn't really care for. They didn't really do too much backstory on those characters, anyways. It's just the side stuff was just so much better, man. The side cons are so much better, and that's unfortunate because I still think Zero Dawn is a better game than this. It's more better, interesting story. The side missions are really good too. This game just really did not. It didn't really. It wasn't bad. A bad game. It's just very uninteresting in certain aspects. So I gotta drop that off the list. All right. Oh, I think we could actually finish this up here. All right, so I made the fight for TMNT Cowabunga Collection. Man, I don't know. That's tough. WWE I can cut off. Now, here's the thing. I love wrestling, right? Love wrestling, and I love wrestling games too. It's been years since I found a WWE game that I truly am falling in love with. First things first, I need to look up. Did we already look this up? WWE 2K, because this might drop off the list. 2022 release date. Okay, so it came out March 11th, 2022. Okay, so it can stay on the list. Thing about WWE, man, is that this game did not launch in a great state. It really did not. It did not launch in a great state. The load times were horrible, and I mean horrible. Bro, man, literally, I brought my computer over to my family's house. Me and my brother sat there for like 10 minutes waiting for the custom characters to load into the match. It just took freaking forever. And now, so we have to judge the game based off its launch and its now. Because you know, WWE's all about then, now, forever. So then the game just was a buggy mess. Like the characters, like legs getting all wiggly wobbly and stuff, looking like inflatable tube man, you know, turnbuckle ropes just floating in the sky and stuff like that. There's a plethora of bugs. The load times were horrible. It was kind of stale for gaming this year, aside from God of War 5 and Elden Ring, in my opinion, says Landon Jones. Now, it was a pretty good year. You gotta definitely look and see, like, my list in general at the beginning was, there were some really good games that came out this year. And then there are some that I have not even tried, like Pentiment. But I don't know if Pentiment would have made this list because it's a lot of reading. But, yeah, this was me reading through the patch notes. The game, even some collision stuff still needs to be worked out in WWE 2K22. So we're talking about the now. We talked about the then with the whole load times and the bugs and stuff. Now we're talking about the now. And there's still like collision problems. Like, I'm doing actions and it's not interacting with the actual opposition. The opponent, the AI is just stupid. They don't go after the other AI and stop them from winning the match sometimes. And then the weeklies, because I do the weekly towers every week. The weekly towers are just getting annoying because like the AIs will keep interrupting each other. Like if it's like a handicap match, me versus like two AIs, they'll just keep interrupting each other. They'll just keep punching each other. They'll just keep like grabbing me, and then the person punches in, and I'm just having to constantly hit the reverse button multiple times just to get out of this horrible situation. Like the stamina, it doesn't make no sense in this game whatsoever. Like I could be dominating the match. I could have my characters healthy. You know, I stopped doing actions for a bit and I'm climbing the ladder. All of a sudden my character is like, I'm like, what are you taking forever for? Get your ass up the ladder. And then when my character's like tired and like winded, all of a sudden it's like it gets up the ladder. It's just like the game is very inconsistent in its performance and its actions, and that's why I just can't, man. Even though the Rey Mysterio showcase was awesome and there's a breadth of content in this game, the way this game launched still has a bad taste in my mouth with the load times. That was horrific. That was horrible. Even on the PS5, it was horrible. So I cannot, even as a wrestling fan, and they finally did it right. They made a good wrestling game, a good WWE game. I cannot put WWE 2K22 on my list amongst all these other games that worked they came out in a stable state or playable. I just can't, man. I just can't, man, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I just can't do it. All right. Woo. Okay, now we just got what? All right. Okay, now we gotta organize the list. We got TMNT Cowabunga Collection. I really want to put a TNT game on here. Oh man, is it fair? Is it fair though to the other games on this list? Because I mean, the only other game is Capcom Fighting Collection, and this is what I grew up on. Like my dad bought me a Sega Genesis. First two games I played: Super Street Fighter 2 and Streets of Rage 2. We got a fighting game and a beat 'em up game. We got on my list a fighting game and a beat 'em up game. This is hard. Zero said, nice to see Kirby make the list. Love that game, and I really want to try Splatoon 3. He also said Shredder's Revenge is on my game of the year. Man, I tried, but a lot of these games that are just that bite size, it's really hard for me to keep them on the list because like the only replayability is like getting the collectibles. Now my friends just want to move on to different games too, so I would be playing those games by myself. And like Streets of Rage 4, like you unlock characters, unlock more characters. I think the only one you can unlock is like Casey Jones, right? All right. Damn it, man. And then TMNT Cowabunga Collection came out. So what I think I need to organize the top of this list. I think we need to do this first. All right. God, we have to. No, should we? No, we can't. All right. Let's start from the bottom list. Ghostwire. This is better than Young Souls, in my opinion. Story-wise, my experience, everything. No. Young Souls is better than Kirby. No. Kirby is phenomenal. That Kirby game is freaking awesome. All right. Kirby, Pokemon Arceus. Yes. In my opinion, Kirby is 10 times better than Pokemon Legends Arceus. In my opinion. Capcom Fighting Collection. Yes, Kirby is better. Kirby is better. Splatoon, no. No, I'm sorry. It can't. It just can't. Splatoon is too phenomenal, in my opinion. Splatoon is way fun, way better game, in my opinion. I enjoyed all the content in Splatoon. I'm still playing it to this day. If people that are still stuck on Splatoon 2 and like, I don't know if I should upgrade to Splatoon 3, definitely upgrade to Splatoon 3, man. If you're a Splatoon player, you know, you can see that the game moves different, the utilization of the different abilities. They got the card game, which I don't like. Grisco is back. There's a lot more, you know, like special events and stuff, especially with Grisco and the Splatfest. Now it's, instead of it's 2 teams, it's 3 teams, and they have the little try mode and stuff like that. And the story mode is actually really good. The story mode actually is a little dark too. It's like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. So yeah, I would say like Splatoon 3 over Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. Like Kirby was good. I played it on the hardest difficulty. The only problem I had was the secret boss. Apparently I saw like when you do the tournament thing, I kind of gave up on it because I wasn't feeling it. But I looked at the ending for it. It wasn't really that great. I know a lot of people dislike that video because I didn't beat the true dark demon boss in the tournament. But you gotta understand, like I give certain games you know, a try when it comes to the end game content. You know, I give certain games a try, and if the end game content doesn't really grip me, I kind of just be like, well, I beat the main story, I'm done. So with Kirby, it has like 3 different things you can do. It has the main story, it has the special secret world where you gotta save the lion. So let's open that up. Let's open that up because there's like a special ending here. So after you beat the main story, you get to go into this world, the Forbidden Lands, or whatever it's called. I think is it the Forbidden Lands? Ending credits, soundtrack, Isolated Isles. Here it is. You get to do the Isolated Isles, which you have to get a certain amount of souls. It's up here. So this is like the end game content, like additional content to play. So you do that, you go over here, you get all the souls, you then fight Tony the Tiger, and you get the ending for this, right? You get the ending, you get the ending with everyone, you know, excited and happy-go-lucky. You save the king of the jungle, right? But then there's the tournament. There's the tournament, the Coliseum. There's a Coliseum, and you fight this secret boss at the end of the Coliseum. You fight characters like Meta Knight and whatnot, but then you fight the secret boss here, which pissed me off. So I didn't know. Here's the thing: I didn't know that with this boss battle, you can actually just be generic Kirby. It actually goes back to old school Kirby. where you have to suck in the stars and then shoot it back at them and stuff like that. I didn't know that, because like there's another form here where it's like a ball or something, and it comes out and it like fights you after you beat Chaos Ephelis. Yeah, it's this thing, I think. You fight this ball, and you're supposed to suck these up and shoot it back at it. I didn't know that, because the game never explained that. You know me nowadays, you gotta explain in full detail what you're supposed to do. So I watched somebody play it on YouTube, and I watched them beat it. I was like, oh, okay, that's what I was supposed to do. But then, you know, because people were so damn negative when I when I just said, I'm moving on, I'm done. I beat the game, I beat everything. You know, yeah, I did get some negativity. It's not showing there, but when I see that green bar is not full, that means a couple of people might dislike the vid. I can't help it, guys. I move on. I got other games to play. I don't have time for this. And this was just like bonus stuff to do after you beat the main story. So, yeah, you can see the frustration in my face. Good Lord, look at that beard. Look at that beard. Oh, so happy I trimmed my beard nowadays. But yeah, that all in all, that game was freaking awesome. It was a great experience. I enjoyed it. But is it better than Splatoon? No. Plague Tale Requiem. Is it better than Xenoblade Chronicles? No. Xenoblade Chronicles is on a whole nother level. If you're an RPG fan, highly recommend the game. Like I said, if you played the previous Xenoblade Chronicle games, there's a lot of things here that they improved upon in this iteration of Xenoblade Chronicles. Is Xenoblade going to be better than God of War, Elden Ring? I can't, dude. In my world, because I didn't finish Xenoblade. I could see Xenoblade beating God of War. I could. And now that I'm looking at this list, because I could see, Xenoblade can't compete with Elden Ring. And now I'm looking at this list. I'm looking at this list. And I think it's Elden Ring is number one. I think it's Elden Ring. Because I don't see Xenoblade beating Elden Ring. I can see it from a, like, easy to get into, like which one's easier and more simplistic that I could see somebody getting into. But I could see, you know what, this is my list. This is my list, y'all. This is my list. This is my list. This is my list. I'm gonna make a controversial opinion here. I'm making a controversial move here. I'm making a controversial move here. Because despite me not finishing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I enjoy everything it has to offer compared to God of War Ragnarok. That's right. That's right. That moves have been made. How do you spell Chronicles? Chronicles? Is that how you spell Chronicles? How do you spell Chronicles, guys? I don't know how to spell Chronicles. How do you spell? Let's see. Xenoblade. I'm having a brain fart. Chronic. Yeah, I was close. Chronicles. I'm making a controversial move here. Because as somebody who's grew up playing RPGs, Xenoblade Chronicles is everything I want in an RPG and then some. And then some. But as far as free reign to do whatever I want and explore a vast open world, Elden Ring is the game that's going to be my number one. Let me look at this list. Oh my god, I think the list is done. I think we pretty much Okay, I hate well, it was up there. It was up there, man. Ghostwire, it got a recognition. It got its recognition. I think this is the list. I think that's the list. I think that this is my list. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm done. I'm looking at the organization of this list, and I think this is my list. I think this is my list. Should I lock it in? I should at least talk about the games that I have not talked about. I think this is my list. I know people are going to be like, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 over God of War. My fellow gamers, if you are someone who has played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and God of War Ragnarok, you will understand. Well, I think Xenoblade is better than well, not better, but it's great. God of War Ragnarok. All right, I think I need to talk about each of these games here. Yeah, okay. The games that we have not talked about, I think we need to talk about. This is my list: Elden Ring, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, God of War Ragnarok, Plague Tale Requiem, Splatoon 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom, Capcom Fighting Collection, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Young Souls, and TMNT Cowabunga Collection. Oh, I gotta type in Arceus. It's like Arceus, like that. I think that's how you spell it, right? This is my list. This is my list. This is my list. This is my list. You guys didn't expect that. You see, this is why I said during the Game Awards that my list could change. My list could change. I told you guys that this was not going to be set in stone. I knew Elden Ring and God of War were going to be competing. Now I'm looking at the list and I'm like, Xenoblade Chronicles though, man. Xenoblade Chronicles. As far as a game, I don't mind replaying. Like, I love God of War. Alright, once you know what happens, happens. But Xenoblade Chronicles is some anime-ass anime. And I don't mind rewatching anime. Okay? I would definitely replay Xenoblade Chronicles 3 before I replay God of War Ragnarok. Now, does the Switch kind of hinder its performance a little bit? I think so. I think if they had a more powerful Switch, that Xenoblade Chronicles could be even better than what it was. Because there are some like performance stuff here and there in the open world. But let's get to this. Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's what I always wanted in a Pokemon game. It's a free roam exploration Pokemon game. You go out there, you see the Pokemon, you catch the Pokemon, you battle the Pokemon. It's you create your character the way you want them to look. You do little side missions here and there for people. This is the Pokemon game that I always wanted and dreamt of, man. And it's way better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Look how the textures are all there. Look how the textures and stuff are all there. The grass isn't loading in and stuff. It works. You have a sprint. You have a I was gonna say a command roll or a dodge roll or something. And the story's pretty good too. Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's amazing that this game comes out. Look at the perspective, good camera angles. Camera isn't going into the ground. You have full control of the camera. It's just, this is so much better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, in my opinion. Now, if it had the story of Scarlet and Violet, it'd be even better. Basically, what I'm saying is, if the Arceus team made Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it probably would have been better, right? Like, dude, I just love this game so much. So damn much. It was so damn good. Great game. Capcom Fighting Collection. Something I love even more. Something I love more. It's fighting games, man. I love Pokemon, but I love some fighting games, bro. And for it to have a buttload, just like TMNT Cowabunga Collection, but even huge variety of games here. Darkstalkers, the Night Wars game, Vampire Savior, Vampire Hunter and Savior 2, Cyberbots, Super Puzzle Fighter Turbo, Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix, Hyper Street Fighter 2, Red Earth. Yeah, the gallery, the art, the music, everything about this game, the whole presentation of this game was just freaking phenomenal. It is definitely my favorite fighting game that came out this year. I'm glad it got a lot of support. I've been wanting a new Darkstalkers for ages, but you know, this'll do. This will do. I haven't been on there since they updated it, but I definitely need to get back on here and play sometime soon. I love this game, man, and it got to the point where, just like WWE, I was doing matches online, man. I was playing matches online. The only problem was it was really hard to find matches. It was really hard to find matches because I think to this day it's still not cross-play. I don't know if they might patch cross-play in. Hopefully they did, because it was really hard to find matches. It was just pretty much the same like group of people fighting each other over and over again. Same like 6 or 7 people fighting each other over and over again. And it got to the point where I started having some rivals on here, man. To the point where, like, once I got the hang of fighting my opponent that I had a huge rival with, they wouldn't fight me ever again. They just stopped. I literally titled one of the videos like, "My rival won't fight me," or something like that. And so I started switching up my characters. I started going back to Jay Talbin, which I haven't played him in like ages. Oh, but I'm playing Felicia here, which I still gotta get my Felicia statue. But yeah, man, Jay Talbin is like my secondary character, so I started playing as him too, because you know my rival wouldn't fight me. Oh, actually no, it was Jay Talbin. It was Jay Talbin. Once I switched to Jay Talbin, oh, I lost there. Oh, that's unfortunate. You win some, you lose some. Pegasus won. You know, he's a super bronze. I'm a rookie. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But you get back in there, you learn some strats to beat your opponent. And this one person I was playing, he was really good against my Felicia. So I switched it up, man. I played a little bit of QB, who's my third favorite character. I love Shenko. Well, actually Shenko. Do I like Shenko more than B? No, I like Shenko. Shenko would probably be number 4. And then it would be BB Hood. That would be my top 5. But yeah, man, it got to the point where I was like, okay, time to switch it up. Time to play some characters I haven't played in ages. Trying to develop some new strategies against some of these people I'm playing, and it worked out, man. It worked out, man. Fighting games are great. Fighting games are great, man. And yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection is one of those great games, man. And you can just see, look, you can just see the frame rate. Just, I closed the game. I was like, dude, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this, man. With such a variety of fighting games, you can like set up what fighting game you want to play online, and it'll just find a match. It'll just find a match on whatever game you want to play. It's such a great, phenomenal game. Kirby and Forgotten, we talked about it. Splatoon, we definitely talked about that a little bit. Splatoon is just a freaking amazing game, especially if you're coming from the old Splatoon games. It's just such a good game, man. Highly recommend it. Where's my raw gameplay? Can't find my raw. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just so dang good. Such a good game. Such a good game. Oh wow, that one never loaded the quality? What the hell? What the hell? What is going on YouTube? Like, I got a game that still has not processed the HD. It's just such a great game, man. All around, one of the best multiplayer shooters, in my opinion. In general, man. It's such a freaking phenomenal game. People look at it and they think, oh, it's so cutesy and stuff. They say, oh yeah, look, it's so cutesy. These matches are freaking competitive as hell, man. A lot of like movements, fast movement, like different abilities and stuff like that. Locking down the opponent and stuff like that. As a team, it's really good. It's really good. And then the game that got the shaft that pissed me off at the Game Awards, it was nominated 5 times, didn't win any of the categories, is freaking A Plague Tale Requiem. Got the total shaft. What a freaking phenomenal game. Huge improvement upon its predecessor. Amazing story. Like the puzzle elements and stuff that they utilized in this new installment of Plague Tale Requiem was just, I cannot believe that at the Game Awards it didn't get not one single award, man. Not one single award. It totally got the shaft. The ending was heartbreaking as hell. I mean, dude, the story was so damn good in this game, and I cannot believe it didn't at least win Best Narrative. Great cast of characters. Oh, this is Innocence. Okay, I gotta go to Requiem. Crap. There we go. Raw gameplay for Requiem. There we go. Yeah, it just improved upon itself, man. It was so damn good, man. I cannot believe it got the shaft. All in all, it's on my top 10 game of the year list. I highly recommend it. I even recommend it more than Splatoon 3. I know that's weird. But dude, this game, I was highly anticipating it, and it rocked my world. It blew my mind. And the transition from Hugo being such a shy boy and then harnessing the Malaka. Is that what it's called? It's something with an M, I forget. Harnessing his ability to control the rats. It's just Makala or something like that. Makala or something like that. It's just like him controlling the rats and then laying waste to people is just, oh my god. He just got so evil and demonic as he's progressing to the game, because he's seeing like, oh my god, like this part right here, man. There's so many like unlike the Quarry, which I'm surprised it didn't make my list, but this had some like moments where I'm just like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, this is terrifying. Like this situation right here where Amicia is literally about to be murdered by the Count. This was like, she's just crawling. I'm like, what the hell? Get up, woman. Get up, one, and you're just limping and you're trying to escape him, and he's just chasing you down like the freaking Nemesis. Imagine the Nemesis, but you can't sprint or anything, and he's just hunting you down and he's trying to kill you. This game was just it puts you on your toes, man. And like, you gotta spin this wheel and he's coming after you and shit. It's just, oh my god. And then you get outside. You get outside as Hugo, and the boy just sees his mother. Spoilers alert. You got 5 seconds to click off the video if you don't want any spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He watched as his mother dies in front of his eyes, gets killed in front of his eyes, and he can't control his anger. Look at him, man. Look at him, dude. He's like, fuck this, man. I am going to murder all of yous. I am so pissed off, man. And you can just see it consuming his body. And Amicia is doing the best she can to like calm him down and stuff. It's just like, and he just loses control. There's the point where Lucas is looking at Amicia. Amicia's just like, she's been going through the motions, man. She's so tired. She's been trying to protect Hugo. She's been traveling, doing all this stuff, and she's just like getting anxiety and stuff. And then Lucas is like, you stay here, I'll go take care of this. And she's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, I got this. And then he goes and tries to complete the mission, and she's just waiting there, and all of a sudden Lucas starts screaming. She's like, fuck, I gotta go out there now and I gotta save him because he got captured. And it's just like, she's just so stressed the fudge out, man. she's exhausted. It's just like, you look right there, like she's just like, she's broken, man. She's like, how am I going to do this? She doesn't know how she's going to get through this game, and you as the player controlling her, you're just like, fuck, man, I don't know what we're doing. She's like literally crying on her like she found like this rest period right here after all the torture and everything that they're going through, and she's just like, oh my god, bro, I don't know if I could keep going. I don't know if I could keep moving, but I have to. It's like when you're exhausted and you're just like trying to find, you're like, God, give me strength to keep going. And it's like one of them situations, man. This game totally got the shaft at the Game Awards. But here on my list, it at least is top 5 games of the year on my list. God of War, what could we say more about God of War? Phenomenal story, great world exploration, great cast of characters. You really feel for Kratos in certain situations, because like I definitely was that teenager that was sassing my parents, being like, I know what's right. I know what's right. I'm a teenager. I know what's better for me and whatever and stuff. And you just don't understand how much your family cares about you. And Kratos, all he wanted to do was just protect Atreus, man. He just wanted to keep him safe. But how you going to keep Atreus safe? He's a god. I mean, come on, man. The gods know he's here. They want him. You know, Odin wants him for to help him find, you know, the rip, like the mask, so we could see inside the rift and see what's in there and whatnot. It's just such a great game, great story, great cast of characters, but when I compare it to like Xenoblade Chronicles, man, another game that has a plethora of characters. Like I love what God of War does with the characters that we have here. They bring back old characters, we have new characters, with like Angrboda, whatever her name is. You know, you bring back like characters like Brock, and I hate what they did to Brock. Gosh damn it, I love Brock. He was one of my favorite characters, and what they did to him is fucked up. It's fucked up. I'm so pissed off. Pissed off what happened to him. And like Mimir is great. Everything's just great. Only thing is like the the skill tree here. I just ended up building up everything, but I didn't utilize everything. You can kind of get through the game with like 1 or 2 strings, and then like switch between your different blades, your different abilities. Like you really didn't have to utilize your entire kit. Whereas like with Xenoblade Chronicles, great cast of characters, great world exploration, vibrant world to explore. They changed the UI. They improved upon a lot of quality of life improvements with Xenoblade Chronicles, and plus the like having like multiple characters on the screen at one time in combat with a plethora of different abilities. Like Xenoblade Chronicles, in my opinion, is a game that after who knows, maybe I got to put in like 25 to 30 more hours into that game. Talk about a breadth of content, and including the side missions in Xenoblade Chronicles are actually pretty good. There are some side missions that are kind of like hit or miss, but there's a breadth of content in Xenoblade Chronicles. God of War Ragnarok, I got to make that comparison to what Horizon Forbidden West, which is not on this list. Unlike Horizon Forbidden West, God of War all up and down as far as the main story and the side quests. Like the side quests actually add depth to the story. Like it adds more context to the story. Whereas, you know, Horizon, I could care less about the damn story, and I cared more about the side missions. God of War is like the full package. So if you had to choose between God of War and Horizon, I mean, it's very easy. I mean, unless you just want like a true open, vast world to explore, and Horizon has so many things to do. I would highly recommend God of War. It does have its linear aspects to it, but it's still an open world experience. But God of War, in my opinion, great story, great cast of characters, great, you know, great gameplay. But Xenoblade just offers me a little bit more because I've been a fan of the Xenoblade Chronicles games for a long time. Hell, I wish they would bring Xenoblade X, Chronicles X, or what was it? Xenoblade, the one that was on the Wii U. I wish they would bring that one to Switch one day. Hopefully one day. But yeah, man, Xenoblade, I could see myself definitely replaying that game. Such a great cast of characters, man. Just great world to explore. Narrative is really good too. Cheesy dialogue, that is what it is. Gameplay is super fun. So Xenoblade, in my opinion, I would enjoy it. At this point of this list, it's like, what would I want to replay? And after experiencing God of War Ragnarok, the only thing I would want to play is like the content that I have not played. It's not like Xenoblade where I would want to restart everything over, and because once you know the things, the events, like the key events and stuff, and what's going to happen with the paintings, like is everything going to come to fruition, you pretty much, when you replay the game, you already know what's happening. It's like it's done. What's done is done. So wait, is this? Oh, this is 2018. I did that again. This is 2018. Here it is. Ragnarok. Boom. I literally was on the 2018 one, but yeah, man, such a good game. It was a great game. But Xenoblade just kind of edges it out just a little bit. I know that's a controversial take, but you know, the thing about God of War is that it's a game that's been around for a while, just like Xenoblade, but it has more notoriety in the casual audience. That's why people know more about God of War than Xenoblade. Xenoblade is like, you know, something I grew up playing that, you know, certain group of people play. You know, if you were into like the Lunar Legends or the Final Fantasies growing up, or the Ys Adventures games, the Ys 5 or whatever stuff type of games, then you like, yeah, Xenoblade edges out God of War because you play those type of games. But not too many people are interested in those type of games. So that's why, you know, a casual gamer looking at my list is going to be like, Xenoblade better than God of War? No, it's on the same level as Ragnarok in my opinion, just because of the limitations of the Switch, and it doesn't look like a blockbuster AAA title. It's just a great, fantastic experience that improves upon its predecessors, just like God of War does. But as somebody who's been playing Xenoblade and God of War for years, like God of War PS2 and Xenoblade I've been playing for a while now. Yeah, I've been playing RPGs longer than I play like action adventure games. Like I didn't get into DMC like Devil May Cry and stuff until later, but I've definitely been a huge fan of like Final Fantasy Tactics and like turn-based RPGs like Legend of Dragoon, or if you want to make the comparison, like the Tales of Symphonia games. And that's where I grew up playing a lot of my games. Like I was that weeb, I was that RPG guy. I loved the RPGs that look like animes, you know? So like Blue Dragon, Dragon Ball Z creator, stuff like that. So it just resonates with me a lot more than God of War Ragnarok does, because I grew up playing these style of RPGs. Okay, so Xenoblade edges out God of War just barely, but I think you guys should try it out. If you're not into RPGs, you know, maybe Xenoblade. I wouldn't try the previous Xenoblade games. I would go to this one first because, like I said, a lot of quality of life improvements. Damn, so I just talked about Xenoblade and God of War at the same time. Now, obviously the game of the year. I mean, there is no game on this list besides the other two, Xenoblade and God of War, that could possibly edge out Elden Ring. But Elden Ring, like it's a game where it's like, I keep saying, it's that ooh piece of candy moment. It's like that ooh piece of candy moment. It constantly, at every turn, every which way you go in this world, in world exploration of this game, it's like, what's this cave? What's in there? Is there a boss? Is there loot? What are we gonna find here? And it's just that you don't know what's going to happen as soon as you turn this corner. There's like, I'm going through the castle, and then all of a sudden I go into the crevice of the castle, and there's this big demon thing that spawns out of the ground, and you're like, what the hell? I gotta fight this thing, and it's super fast, and it oh my god, it's just it it's like shock factor sometimes when exploring the world. Like when we explored the forest and I found the lever for this like elevator that goes down, I'm like, where the hell is this thing going? And it just keeps going. And then eventually you go to the bottom and I'm immediately greeted by a big ass crab. I'm like, hello, Mr. Krabs. And I try to fight Mr. Krabs. I die the first time. And then I go down there. I'm like, I think I killed him or I just ran past him. And then you run past him and you see like these little zombie dudes walking around, right? And you're just like, oh, these guys one-shot me, I guess, or two-shot me because of the gear that I was wearing. So I just run past them. I want to explore this world. And then I think I take another elevator, and all of a sudden, I'm in like this magical skybox galaxy world, astral world, where there's like ghost Vikings and stuff and other bosses there, and there's like a dead horse or something, a mythical horse that you eventually fight later on. It's just it's like not even that, but you go in deeper and there's like a lava or blood river, and you get in the in the casket, and that flows you down the stream of blood or lava, where you fight another boss, another key boss in the game. It's just like the game just constantly surprises you at every which way you go in a game. It's like if I had to choose a game to play all year, it would be Elden Ring, because you have so many different classes, you have so many weapons, you have so many different types of specialized weapons, like Bloodhound's Finesse, I think I'm using there. You had the Rivers of Blood, which got patched because it was too OP. There's just so many different weapons and abilities and different ways to play the game, which is why I love From Software's games. But now that they made a Breath of the Wild style, you know, From Software game, like obviously Breath of the Wild was my game of the year at the time. This is definitely going to be my game of the year this year, because it's Breath of the Wild, but in a more mature environment, more intense environment. It puts you in more intense situations. It's just such like that one time, and I clipped it and I still never posted it to my shorts, where I get out of a cave and there's a bunch of civilians out there. I'm like, let's run up to the civilians, and then I look at the sky and I'm like, what the hell is that coming this way? And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and next thing you know, it's in front of my face and it slides down to the ground, and it's a big ass dragon. It's the Red Eyes Black Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Not really, but it's a big ass dragon. It just comes through, it destroys all those humans that were right there, and I end up in another like mini boss fight with a dragon. It's just like I said, at every corner of this game, you don't know what the hell's gonna happen. It's just like an enemy could just spawn out of thin air. It just like it's crazy, literally. So it's not like it just spawns like, oh, it didn't load the monster in or demon in. No, it literally, you can see it transitioning, coming into my field of vision. This game was just amazing. It was just amazing, dude. Man, I needed some Robitussin or something. Man, I got a cold. I think this chick gave me a code, man. She gave me her damn code. I'm trying to find this boss battle. Like, even this boss battle right here. Where is he? Even this boss battle. Right here. Even this boss battle, people could not stop. And that was the thing. Us in the gaming community as a whole, everybody and their mother was playing this game. You know, everyone was playing this game when it came out, dude. And it's just, everybody just talk about, hey, did this happen to you? No, this didn't happen to me, but I did this. What weapon did you use for this boss? I literally fought Radon super early in the game, and thank God I beat him, but I was very underleveled for him. But because, you know, like, it's a Souls game, I'm just like, I'm accepting of this. I'm accepting of what I've done. I was like, I can beat him. And I eventually did beat him. And I told my friend this, and he's like, why the hell did you go over there and fight him right away? You should have waited. I was like, I said, screw it. I'm here. I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna see if I beat him, and I grinded it out and I beated him. And the moment where everybody kept talking about it, there was reactions of it where he just leaps in the sky and he's like, where did he go? And you all of a sudden you see this big ass meteor just come down and just like ruin your day. I was like, dude, this game is just beyond cool. Now I would say the only thing I didn't like about Elden Ring, I didn't like the fact that they did patch out some things. There are certain weapons that I just freaking love that that I wish they didn't patch because they were overpowered. Sometimes the camera perspective can get a little frustrating, like when you're fighting like the fire giant or something. Like I had to constantly keep moving my camera up to see, is he gonna drop the pot? Is he gonna drop the pot? Oh, he's dropping the pot. Okay, and I had to dodge that immediately. So there are some like annoyances and stuff like that, but I hate, oh boy, I hate bosses that constantly run from you. The final boss of the game, the final boss of the game, the Elden boss, is just so gosh damn annoying. Cause it just, all right, spoilers, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I decided to go with the stars ending because like she is my woman. She had, oh my God, Lord have mercy. Ronnie, I love Ronnie. Oh man, I'm a simp for Ronnie. And her blue self. Speaking of blue, I didn't know that new Avatar movie came out. That thing got no fanfare. But I ended up going with the stars and the moon ending. But this boss, man, pissed me up. So not only did you have to fight 2 bosses, all right, if you died on the final boss, the big boss, this boss, the Elden Beast, you have to fight the other dude. What's his name? Or her name? I think it's Radagon. I think that's what. Man, you had to fight that boss all over again, man. Let me see. Rewind. Yeah, Radagon of the Golden Order. You had to fight that boss all over. You had, oh my God. Then you had to fight this bitch who constantly just runs like a bitch. Just constantly runs like a bitch. And I hate chasing after bosses, but I did it, man. There was multiple times where I just wanted to take a break from the game. I was gonna grind, come back to it some other time, but I said, guys, if I'm gonna end this stream, I'm gonna grind off character off. I'm gonna grind my character off screen. I'm gonna do some attempts here and there, and I actually utilized the PlayStation recording to record my some of events that I had with bosses because it did come down to the point where I actually ended up defeating a lot of these bosses. So yeah, man, it's just like I hate chasing the Elden Beast, but I'm just very happy I'm one of the few people that actually beat the game. And plus, there's like new game plus and stuff like that. There's just so much replayability in this game. Like bosses get tougher. I still have not fought Millennia. I'm saving her for like Christmas, so maybe I'll do that day. Come back to Elden Ring and fight Millennia. I already seen like players like Maximilian Dude. Like I had to watch his streams because he's a huge fan of the From Software games just like I am. So I want to watch how like-minded individuals played the game and how they experienced things. So I watched his fight with Millennia, so I know what to expect with there. But yeah, man, it's been a minute since I played this. Like we haven't played for like 9 months. I look forward to going back and fighting Millennia. Man, it's just such a phenomenal game. And now From Software is making a new Armored Core, and hopefully that works out. Because I played the Armored Core games in the past, and they're kind of, so we'll see what's what, man. But yeah, just such a great experience all up and down. I'm actually really proud of this list. There are some games here that I did not expect to make my list. Like I didn't expect Young Souls or Capcom Fighting Collection to make my list, but as I started building the list, I was like, man, I had some really good games that I played this year. And yeah, man, I'm happy to see a lot of these games. Like Young Souls, like I said, was literally a Game Pass game that I was like, oh, I'll just download that. I'll download that. I'll play that. If Young Souls didn't come out this year, which I checked it up. It said it came out. Young Souls. Said it came out. Let me type in release date. Said it came out. Oh, damn it. Not the artist. Game. Here we go. March 10th, 2022. It came out March 10th, 2022. Just to verify, I'm gonna check Steam too. Yep, March 10th, 2022. So yeah, that was just a game that was like, dude, I'm just gonna download this. I like this art style. I'm gonna download it, see what's what, and I ended up playing it, and it ended up being on my Game of the Year list, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Microsoft, despite them not having a lot of games this year, or little to no games this year, just the Microsoft service of Game Pass, just being, paid like $10 a month through Game Pass PC, because I don't have a Xbox console anymore, and being able to experience a plethora of games. Like, I'm playing High on Life right now. I really thought High on Life was going to make my top 10 game of the year list, but unfortunately did it. I should say unfortunately, because there's a bunch of games here that's freaking phenomenal. But yeah, if Young Souls didn't make the list, I would probably put Shredder's Revenge or something up there, or Ghostwire. But yeah, Young Souls came out this year, and it was a surprise for me, and yeah, it's freaking awesome. So yeah, so as it stands, my top 10 game of the year list is from number 10, TMNT Cowabunga Collection. Number 9, Young Souls. Number 8, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Number 7, Capcom Fighting Collection. Number 6, Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. Number 5, Splatoon 3. 4, A Plague's Tale Requiem. 3, God of War Ragnarok. 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And topping out the list at the number 1 spot, Elden Ring. Are you surprised? Man, and as I always say on this channel, you will see a variety of games. Like, I am a variety game. I play sports games too. I don't stream my sports games, but I do play 2K, like NBA 2K. I wonder if the new NHL is good. I might have to pick that up. But I do play a variety of games here. Indie games, action games, role-playing games, puzzle games, all different types of stuff you will see here on my channel. And if you just look at my list, we got a side-scrolling beat-em-up game, we got a Metroid video game, we got a role-playing exploration game in Pokemon, we got a fighting game, we got a arcade role-playing game, I guess, role-playing adventure game in Kirby platformer. We got Splatoon 3, which is competitive shooter slash, platformer. Plague's Tale, story-driven puzzle environment RPG. God of War, action RPG. Xenoblade Chronicles, action RPG. Elden Ring, action RPG. Elden Ring, world, more open world exploration RPG. It's just amazing, man. I'm looking at 2022, and I'm looking at this list. I'm like, there are some bangers that came out this year that I can't believe. Like, wow, 2022 had some really good games. It really did. Still annoyed Plague's Tale Requiem didn't get enough recognition, but it will on my list, and I'm happy that I made this list. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for this. I'm gonna go get me some medicine. As you can tell, I got the sniffle, I got the coughs. It's just this is what man, this weather is not nice either. It's like raining outside. I went out, got my Walmart groceries. I did my curbside pickup, got my groceries. Then had my salmon. I wanted to make salmon and brown rice with some corn mixed up in the rice tonight. Now I gotta go to Food Lion and see if they got any salmon. I want some fish, man. I want some salmon. But oh no, I think it's been a good day. It's been a pretty good day, man. I'm happy I got to do this list. Look forward to a stream tonight. We're gonna play some High on Life. We're gonna continue that. We got 2 bounties down. I think there's like a total of 7 bounties and maybe like an 8th. But yeah, from looking at the list of bounties up there, yeah, so we'll probably knock out 2 more bounties tonight. But yeah, man, surprisingly enough, Call of Duty Modern Warfare didn't make the list. Man, like COD, it's really good. My whole gripe with the game was, like I bought the physical edition. I should have bought the digital version because like there was like nothing on the disc. The campaign was really good. But you know, a lot of campaigns are good. A lot of Call of Duty campaigns are good. The way the campaign ended, the conclusion was kind of weak. I didn't like the way the final chapter or mission structure was built. I thought it could have, you know, ended a little bit better. As far as the multiplayer, yeah, it felt like COD multiplayer. The Warzone stuff came out later. People are really enjoying that, but I'm not really a battle royale type person. Like I'll play it on occasion, but I'm not really. That's not my bread and butter. I'm more there for the competitive 6v6 or something like that. And I enjoyed the like SOCOM third-person perspective mode of that. But yeah, it's a good Call of Duty, man. It's not rocking my world. It's one of the best in my opinion Call of Duties that came out in recent. And I think it's really solid. I highly recommend it. The competitive games in it, like there's some really good matches. Some of the guns leveling up is pretty cool too. I don't mind that. I found my bread and butter as far as guns. But yeah, that third person perspective, I've been meaning to go back, and I think when I stopped playing WWE 2K22 in January, because I think we're gonna stop playing that game during the weeklies. Maybe every now and then, because I have been getting up early. Maybe we'll do like early in the morning stream of the game. But yeah, I've been trying to do the listen to me watch Raw, like have Raw playing in the background with the audio on as I play WWE 2K. And I think that's the reason why I'm constantly getting yellow check marked on my channel. I'm taking a huge risk even just playing the wrestling sound in the background, because like YouTube has been really on my ass as of late, and they've been check marking a lot of my videos and stuff, and I have to keep getting them reviewed. I think that's one of the reasons why. So I think I'm just gonna stop doing that after this year, and I'm kind of ready for a new wrestling game in the AEW game. I'm anticipating that. So I think Mondays maybe will become like Call of Duty days or something like that, where we play some Call of Duty, or we play just anything random like a competitive game or something. Maybe I will get back into Need for Speed Unbound just to play the multiplayer. But it is what it is, man. It's a good game. Modern Warfare 2 Remake is a really good game. But yeah, this is my list. I look forward to next year. I'm just doing Game Pass pretty much. There's probably a couple of games here and there that I'm gonna pick up for Switch physical, and maybe like a handful of games for my PS5 that I'm gonna pick up physical. But as far as like buying new games, I'm kind of toning it back. I got a library of games here that I want to play. With Need for Speed Underground 2, we're getting close to the end of that game. Playing that on the GameCube, and then I want to play like Need for Speed Most Wanted or Undercover. I just found Gravity Rush Remastered at GameStop, a physical edition of that. I've been waiting for Warrior64 to post on Twitter when GameStop got a new shipment of that stuff, but I was lucky enough while I was getting gifts to find a physical copy of that. So now I have Gravity Rush 1 and 2 for PS4, so I might do a playthrough of those. And there's just a plethora of games that I want to play through for you guys, like a lot of old games. I am looking forward to like Redfall, new Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. There are some games coming out next year that I am interested in playing. Forspoken, which Forspoken, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe my brain is different, but a lot of people are bashing Forspoken. I kind of liked it. And I don't know, Quarry, I liked it. And people are bashing like Quarry, being like it's generic as hell. Same thing with High on Life. People don't like the Rick and Morty creators jokes and antics in that game. I kind of like it, so I don't know, I'm just different. I really like it, and maybe the reasons why Plague's Tale Requiem didn't get any awards this year is because people don't like it, which is rude. How dare they? because that game is phenomenal, but I love it, you know, so I'm just different, I guess. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, again, the list is number 10, TMNT Cowabunga Collection. Number 9, Young Souls. Number 8, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Number 7, Capcom Fighting Collection. Number 6, Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. Number 5, Splatoon 3. Number 4, A Plague Tale Requiem. Number 3, God of War Ragnarok. Number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And then number 1, Elden Ring. And that is my list for Game of the Year. Unlike with the community stuff that I did last year for the 2021 list, this it's just a video you can watch. There you go. Oh, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's stream, if you want to put in the comment section your own top 10 list, feel free to do that. There will not be a raw archive of this. It's just a live stream. So yeah, just leave your comments below once this video is processed, or immediately after I end the stream, or you could just do it right now in the chat while we still got a little bit of time here as I do my outro. But yeah, thank you everyone. If you enjoyed today's stream, hit that like button, sub to the channel with notifications turned on. That way you will be notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload any new videos. I am literally out of breath and my nose is clogged and I got the coughs, the sniffles, and I have to go out in this rain and handle some stuff. So wish me luck. Maybe or maybe not, I will be doing a stream tonight. I need some Robitussin in my system. Until then, hope to see you all next time for some more video games. All right, bye-bye. This list turned out really great. This was nice.